Daf Yomi Tractate Bava Metzia, page 68b, part 2, with the words Vitana Kame, etc. The Gemara asks a question, and as for the first Tana, how does he respond to this claim? Does he claim that sharing and milk do not provide the payment of the wage for his toil and for the animal's food? The Gemara answers, if the arrangement allows him to keep the shared wool and milk, everyone agrees that this is sufficient to avoid the prohibition of interest. When they disagree, it is with regard to a case when he receives only the whey, meaning the water left from the milk, and the pluckings from the goats. The Gemara clarifies the dispute. The first Tana holds in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, who says that he gives him his full wage, since the value of the whey and pluckings is less than a full wage. His receiving them does not suffice to replace his wage. Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda, holds in accordance with the opinion of his father, who says that even if he only immersed his bread in brine with him, or ate one dried fig with him, this is his wage, as there is no demand that his wages be commensurate with his toil. The sages taught a woman may rent out to another woman a chicken to sit on eggs belonging to the renter in exchange for 2 of the chicks hatched from the eggs. But with regard to a woman who said to another, "The chicken is mine and the eggs are yours, and you and I shall share the chicks," in other words, my chicken will sit on your eggs until they hatch, Rabbi Yehuda permits this practice, and Rabbi Shimon prohibits it. He holds that since the owner of the chicken is responsible for half of the loss of the eggs, therefore part of this venture is alone. As she is not being paid for her efforts, it is considered interest. The Gemara asks, and as for Rabbi Yehuda, does he not require one to pay at least a minimal amount of the wage for the toil of the one caring for the chicken and the chicken's food? The Gemara answers, there are unfertilized eggs from which no chicks will hatch. Such eggs are retained by the owner of the chicken, and therefore she does receive some benefit. The sages taught, in a place where people are accustomed to add the wages of a porter for carrying a young animal on his shoulders to the money paid, the owner of the animal must add it to the overall sum, and one may not deviate from the regional custom. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, one may appraise a calf that grows up with its mother for another to raise, and a foal that grows up with its mother for another to raise as part of a single venture, and split the profits, but one does not add to the wages for his toil, and this applies even in a place where they have the custom to add the wages of a porter to the money paid. Gemara asks, but as for Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, does he not require that one pay at least a minimal amount for the wage for the toil of the one caring for the animals and the animals' food? The Gemara answers, there is the animal's dung, which is of some benefit to the one who raises the animals, I suppose as fertilizer. The Gemara asks, and how does the other sage respond to this claim? The Gemara replies, he maintains that he declares the dung ownerless, as he does not consider this important enough to retain. Consequently, this does not qualify as compensation paid to the one raising the young animal. Rav Nachman said, with regard to those joint ventures involving animals, the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, and the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda, and the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel. The Gemara relates a business document emerged concerning the sons of Rav Elish, as it was a venture entered into by their late father, in which it was written that Rav Elish and his partner will share one half of the profit and one half of the loss. Rava said Rav Elish was a great man, and therefore he would not feed people with something forbidden. In other words, he certainly would not have involved himself in a joint venture, though with which someone would have earned money by means of interest. And an arrangement of this kind appears to constitute interest. Consequently, no matter what, there must have been some mistake with regard to this document. If the actual condition stated that one party would receive one half of the profit, the other party must have agreed to accept upon himself 2/3 of the loss.